Well, hey there, art nerd. Fancy seeing you here. Who'd have thought we'd both be interested in Japanese stationery? So today I am reviewing the Pilot HFC slash 20R slash DSL or the Fure Fure Corone. This is a 0.5 lead mechanical pencil. It is a shaker style pencil, so you shake it to advance it, and I probably paid about 200 yen for this, and I think I bought this while I was in Japan, but I might have purchased it from the Maido in San Francisco. If you want your own, they come at all sorts of nutso prices over on Amazon, but you can get an orange one for $5.99 at Amazon, which might be a little bit pricey. So this is a shake style or knock style advancement, but you can also click on the back if you're like me and you just jam your pencil into your collarbone to get it to advance from years of bad practice. You do refill it from the back, but you got to remove that teensy tiny eraser. So I recommend if you're going to use this one, you bring an eraser with you. Don't rely on this eraser. So first we're going to start out with the writing test, because when I review mechanical pencils, I'm reviewing them both for their capacity to work for writing and school use and for their capacity to work as a sketching and drawing pencil. Hence, the Artist Reviews Mechanical Pencils line in the title. So this thing has no give in the feed. It also doesn't have a grip on the pencil, and it seems to be an entirely plastic body. So very lightweight, but it may be prone to breaking if you drop it. It writes okay, but be careful not to break the lead. There's no cushion or grip, but it's small enough that you could probably put your own preferred grip on this. So I really love the Stod jelly grips. You guys have seen me talk about them lots of times. You could pop one of those on this thing, and this thing would write so much better with that thing. So this could be a good cheap one to modify, so long as you don't pay the $30 that I saw on Amazon. So this thing will snap if pushed or used at a sharp angle. So that's definitely something you want to be careful with if you're using it to sketch. It erases okay, but the eraser is tiny. So I would recommend not using it, because once it's used up, it'll be difficult to remove and difficult to refill the pencil. And it will probably also be difficult to get replacement erasers. So now I'm switching to ruin out the lead, and because it's a shaker style pencil, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to remove all the lead from the front and then fill it from the back. You cannot front fill this pencil. And I am using the Uni Mix colored lead because it's what I've got in a 0.5. It takes a while to clickety click the back and get it to advance enough that we can actually start our second test, the drawing test. So as you guys can see, I am starting with colored lead. And this is important because a lot of pencils are lead snappers, and this is an important test here. So pay attention. Originally, I tried to fill it with 0.7 lead, but that won't work. So you can't really front fill, and you don't want to force it. So this meant removing all the graphite lead. It's a little uncomfortable to draw with. It just kind of slides around in my hand. So like I said earlier, you might want to pop a grip on this puppy. Otherwise, kind of unremarkable. I think if I were in Japan, I would be able to recommend it a little bit more because, 200 yen, you can probably find it at any stationery store. It's a good, cheap, easy pencil. Unfortunately, here in the US, our cheap pencils are usually not so good and not so easy. I'd really love to see American manufacturers step up their game, or importers reduce the prices, because I think American audiences deserve good mechanical pencils. On that note, a little information about me. Those of you who watch my mechanical pencil reviews have heard this a million times, but I am an artist with early onset arthritis, and this was caused by using heavy metal drafting pencils for years. I am very heavy-handed. I tend to clench my pencils really tight, and I tend to bear down. So I have arthritis now at the age of 34. Actually, I got it at 27. So it's part of my mission to help other people avoid that. And I always warn my kiddos to loosen up on their pencil grips, don't bear down so hard. But I also advocate for plastic pencils because, frankly, I'd rather break the pencil than break my hand. Metal drafting pencils have a lot going for them, but they are not great for hand health, and there hasn't been a lot of progress made, at least not here in the US, on metal drafting pencils that won't absolutely wreck your hands. So this kind of inspired my search for the ultimate mechanical pencil that is great for writing as well as for drawing. Speaking of drawing, we're moving on to the drawing test. So I gotta remove the blue lead, and then I have to refill it with a graphite from the back. This could get a little tedious, so if you're using this pencil, what I would recommend, especially if you're in Japan or anywhere where these things are affordable, pick up 2, pick up 10, 1 for each colored lead, rather than trying to swap your lead as you're going. Because let's say you're at a convention and you're, for some reason, I don't know why, doing at-con sketch commissions like I might have done for 7 years, and your customers are standing there waiting, watching their clocks. Some of them don't know what an hour actually looks like, and they think 10 minutes is an hour. You don't want to be spending that time fiddling around with your pencil. You want to quick swap it real fast. This ain't the pencil for that. So for me, this pencil isn't really the best fit. It's an inexpensive pencil that offers not capabilities, but it's tough on my hand, and my hand ached while doing this drawing. It's probably great for students, particularly people who need to take notes quickly, but I would not recommend this one as a drawing pencil. And frankly, the prices in the US, not so super great. So speaking of, if you guys happen to know of a Japanese or Japanese Korean or Japanese Korean Chinese online stationery provider that isn't JetPens, let me know down in the comments below. I'm always looking for a new source for the next great mechanical pencil. Gotta say, not a huge fan of JetPens. Used to buy from them, don't anymore. So I am looking for great alternatives, and I'd love to support a small business. Amazon is kind of like a megalo conglomerate that will eat us all. I have no loyalty to Amazon other than I do see a small bounty when you guys shop with my affiliate links, so thank you guys for doing that. But I would love to broaden my horizons and broaden my sources. So if you guys know of a great place to get Japanese stationery supplies online, let me know down in the comments below. And if you've got a favorite pencil, even if it's a drafting pencil, I'd love to hear about it. Tell me all about it in the comments as well. And if you guys enjoy these reviews, if you find them helpful, useful, and informative, there's a couple ways you can help encourage me to continue these kinds of reviews. The first is by joining me over on Patreon, because the funds I use from Patreon go right back into buying things to review here on the channel. We have no sponsors here. Skillshare doesn't want to pay me to show people how to draw for free when they're charging people for art lessons. So if you like what I do and you want to help me do it, join me over on Patreon and get your name listed in the credits. It's what the cool kids are doing. Another way you can help me out is you can send this video on to somebody else who's on the market for great mechanical pencils. If you know of someone who would love this pencil, send them my review, send them my way. Point them to my mechanical pencil reviews playlist. I really appreciate it, and your positive word of mouth costs you nothing, makes you look real cool and in the know, and it helps me out so much. The third way you can help me out is by joining the channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, click the subscribe button and the bell notification and join me here on the channel. So, the Fure Fure Corone, is a shaker type mechanical pencil that's very inexpensive, but other than that, it just doesn't have a lot going for it. I wouldn't recommend seeking this one out. If you live in Japan where it's actually affordable, go ahead and get one. It seems like it's a good, cheap school pencil. But if you're in the US and you're paying a markup import fee, skip this one. It's not that great, and there are better shaker type pencils on the market. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.